Buffalo without being told anything explicitly. Jannik Hansen knows what's at stake. He can count. The Sharks roster currently features 14 serviceable forwards, and the organization has a couple prospects in the minors who could be ringing the doorbell at some point this season. Someone is going to be the odd man out on any given night. After serving as a healthy scratch in 12 consecutive games, Hansen knows that when he returns to the Sharks lineup, whether it's Saturday against the Buffalo Sabres at KeyBank Center, next week in San Jose, or later, he'll be fighting for his job. "You always have to," Hansen said. "Guys are always knocking on the door. They're trying to take your spot, trying to move up. There's only 600 or 700 jobs in this league. A lot of guys want to get in. It's no different than when I came in and tried to push somebody out. Advertisement, there is never a comfort level. You can't let it get there." Hansen is seeing a complete role reversal from when he joined the team at the trade deadline last February. The Sharks traded their 2014 first-round draft pick, Nikolai Goldobin, to acquire Hansen's services from the Vancouver Canucks, believing he could be the missing piece on Joe Thornton and Joe Pavelski's line. Head coach Pete DeBoer likes to skate strong forechecking forwards alongside Thornton and Pavelski, and Hansen seemed to fit the bill. Now, just 30 games later, Hansen is among the handful of forwards competing for playing time in the Sharks' bottom six. In 7 games, Hansen's produced just 1 point, an assist against the New York Islanders on October 21, and his possession rating 51.82% is ranked 9th among the 14 forwards on the Sharks roster. "I don't think his game's dropped off. He just needs to find another level because of the competition, because of the depth around him," DeBoer said. "I've told that entire group of guys, not just him, that it's on them to separate themselves so they're not in that conversation." The Sharks coach is referring to guys like Timo Meier, Joel Ward, Chris Tierney, Barclay Goodrow, Jonas Donskoy and Ryan Carpenter. It's a situation that isn't all that dissimilar to what Matt Nieto and Tommy Wingels went through last season. With the emergence of prospects, such as Meier, Kevin Labanc and Marcus Sorensen, Nieto and Wingels were eventually forced out of the lineup, making them expendable. The Sharks eventually placed Nieto on waivers in early January, and he was claimed by the Colorado Avalanche. They traded Wingels to the Ottawa Senators later in the month to bolster the All-Barracudas roster. This isn't to imply that Hansen is currently on the trading block. But it isn't unrealistic to suggest that if he's incapable of locking down a spot among the Sharks' top 9 forwards, the organization could swap out his $2 million salary for a cheaper option, freeing up more cash to make a splash at the deadline. In the meantime, Hansen needs to prove that he can be a difference maker on a nightly basis. DeBoer isn't expecting the veteran forward, who's never reached the 40-point mark in his career, to suddenly be one of the team's offensive engines. But he wants him to win his shifts, help the team control possession and chip offensively when possible. "I'm not measuring him on points. It's the same with all those depth guys," DeBoer said. "We have the ability to create some mismatches against other teams' depth defensemen, so we are looking for some production. But they aren't measured on that. At the end of the day, I just want positive things to be happening. When the game ends, they need to be doing 5 positive things for every negative thing. Not 1 and 1. It's a message that Hansen is hearing loud and clear. It's all the little things that go a little more unnoticed, but not the next day in video," the 10-year veteran said. "I'm not going out and scoring 30 or 40 goals. That's never been my MO. But you do have to produce. You do have to tilt the ice in the right direction." The Sharks held an optional practice in Buffalo Friday, attended by the team's bottom-line forwards, Hansen, Meier, Barclay Goodrow, Ryan Carpenter and Joel Ward, its young defensemen, Joakim Ryan, Tim Heaton, Dylan DeMello, and backup goalie Aaron Dell. The one surprise among the group, reigning Norris Trophy winner Brent Burns. "Why would Burns attend an optional practice with the Sharks' bottom of the roster players? I love skating. I love hockey," Burns said. "The hardest part is getting to the rink." DeBoer indicated that Burns, who's logging the Sharks' most time on ice by a full 3 minutes, can be a hard guy to keep away from the rink. "Some guys have their routine, and sometimes you have to give that leeway from a preparation point of view for those types of guys," he said.